With over 3 decades in the construction business, our next guest has left his stamp on every project ranging from commercial workspaces to the hottest gyms.
Yes, indeed, and he is one of the most sought-after contractors in New York City, and he's here to talk to us about life under the hard hat. Contractor extraordinaire Michael Bordes.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, thanks for being here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So I have to ask you, for someone who is a contractor extraordinaire, you're working on multi-million-dollar projects and a lot of them at the same time. So what is a day in life like for you?
It's very busy. It starts at 4:30, 5 o'clock, and ends at 9:30.
A.M.?
A.M.
Wow.
It's a long day.
You're on site for that long?
No, but we're working that long, so but we're in the field all days, long days. So.
Wow, and you're one of the most, in fact, the most sought-after contractor in NYC as it pertains to the fitness industry. First and foremost, why the fitness industry? Why did you venture into that aspect?
It happened by accident. It's just we were building many different things and different projects, and fitness became the groove that we fell into with restaurants. And now we're doing some of the top fitness studios in New York City, and it's a lot of fun.
And we can see one of your constructions.
Right.
Oh, look at that on screen now. Gorgeous, very sleek, clean lines.
Yeah, and it seems like, although the construction business is changing, you guys have to keep up with the times and make sure that you are, adapting these places to keep up with all the technology, with the fitness trends. What is the key behind staying ahead of the curve?
Well, if you see these gyms that we built today, they're very different than the old conventional gyms. These gyms they're like the old Studio 54 gym now. So it's going to a gym and it's like a disco at the same time.
Oh, I like that. So party and a workout.
It's very fancy with lights, sound controls, and it's just a very different environment. It's not like you go to a gym anymore or a boxing gym that you see standard gym bags and everybody's boxing.
Yeah.
This is a very energetic, high motivational environment that everybody wants to be in.
So this is Manhattan Rumble Boxing you're talking about?
Manhattan Rumbles.
That's amazing. And what goes into building a facility like that? Because if you're talking about a club that is also a gym, that sounds like hard work.
Yeah, so there's a lot of sound work. Basically, these gyms have a studio within the building itself. So it's an independent room that is on isolators. It kind of like moves by itself, so there's no vibration throughout the building.
Oh, wow.
So these gyms are independent of the rest of the building. And the sound systems and all of the equipment that goes in there, lighting, is all part of that one studio.
And it seems like a lot of celebrities are loving what you're doing too. So a lot of them have invested into these rubber gyms. Justin Bieber. And you bumped into Bieber. You gotta tell us that story. Come on, give it up.
Exclusive.
So I'll tell you the story. So as we were working in the space, and I was talking to one of my guys, and we were talking about like a lot of the younger people coming out of these gyms, and it was 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning, and he was coming out of the studio, coming up the stairs, and I said, "Oh, how do these young guys like get to exercise at 10 o'clock in the morning, and we're here working all day?"
Right.
So and he came up the stairs, and he was his tattoos, great shape, and he said, "Good morning, boys." So we said good morning, and then I didn't realize who it was because he looked very different. And then the owner of the gym came over and said, "Do you know who that was?" I was like, "No." He's like, "Justin Bieber." So I was like, "Wow, this is pretty good."
You're like, "Hey, celebrity spotting."
Right. Well, it's funny. You've almost known you wanted to be in this business since you were as young as Justin Bieber, picking up a Reader's Digest at 13.
Yeah.
What's that about?
Even younger than that. So
really?
My father and mother had these Reader's Digest magazines come to the house, and back then in the 70s there was a TV guide. We just had knobs on televisions back then.
What? How did you work it? I don't understand. No remote control?
No remote control, so you had to get up and turn the television. So they had these monthly books that came to the house. It was how to do, and it listed electrical, plumbing, and all these different types of construction needs. And I started reading the books, and I enjoyed reading everything, and before a year or two passed, I was doing all the work in my mom's house and doing all the repairs, and it just went on to that turned into my business at 17, and I never worked for anybody in my life.
Oh my goodness.
I did have
very impressive.
So I can't say I was in the New York City Police Department for a few years, but that was a very short period when I was trying to grow my business. So, but never had a job working for anybody. So accept that job. So, yeah,
Inspiration.
pretty good stuff.
I mean, your business is doing well. It's grown
Thriving,
now.
not well. That's what,
thriving.
that's
That's
what
true.
success
Yeah.
looks like, in case you're wondering. But we saw
Rub it
some
off.
of the, right? Just rub you for luck. But aesthetically speaking, because we did see some of your construction sites
Yeah.
and some of the things that you've built on screen earlier, what goes into building women-only spaces? Because I could actually tell which one of those spaces were women-only, with the yellows and the pinks and, you know, all the fluffy
Yeah.
things that women like. But aesthetically speaking, what would you say goes into it?
It started out with us building some smaller studios, and the person who was running those studios became the person who owns one of the wing now. So because of the relationship, and we built 15 studios for one of these groups called SLT, and this woman, Lauren, became an owner of the wing now.
Yeah.
And the relationship, because it was so long of working, we just kept working with her. And when these wing projects came about, she had asked me if I would be interested in building them, and we started working with them. And then I think because it blew up to what it is today, we were just a contractor. We know how to get a job done.
Just the contractor? Just? I don't know that that word is appropriate.
Right.
But we know how to keep a budget, and we know how to get a job done on schedule. So that's why we're being used.
Which
So.
may be one of the reasons you're also maybe giving out some advice soon on a television program. Tell us about
Yeah,
your
well, there's some talking, some
venture
stuff
into it.
coming. So we've been.
Look at him being
I know,
bold.
some stuff coming.
Have you signed an
So,
NDA?
I have
You
not.
can talk to us. Come on. You whisper it and we'll
Yeah,
just
we-
tell the world.
We all
later.
need your tips and your wisdom to finish a project on time. So
Yeah.
hopefully next year,
We'll
some
see.
television
We're
ventures.
hoping something's coming that we've been
You know,
talking about.
I
so.
think you should go on TV, but I also think you should write a book.
Yeah.
Just share your knowledge with the world because
Yeah.
you are it
Yeah.
as it pertains to construction. I mean, we're speaking in NYC terms, but globally, you're up there. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
it's very nice. My son calls me Yoda because every time I speak to him, there's a life lesson
that.
behind it. So
We
Well,
love
give us
that.
a
Yes.
life lesson before you
Yes.
leave. What advice would you give,
A golden
especially
nugget.
to people who want to get in their own business or fix
Yeah.
some stuff around the house, those type of things?
don't be afraid to work hard, and go work hard every day, and the dreams that you have will come.
Oh,
I
I
like
love
that. The dreams you have
I
a job.
love
But
that.
what dreams do you still have to come? What's next?
It's really hard to say, but it just seems like every day is a new venture coming, and it just feels good that new things happen, and especially at my age, when you're involved with such a young group of people, and they're doing new ideas and new studios and new gyms, and to be part of that is great, and that's part of the growing for us that we've been part of that. So we hope that all of the new trends that come will be part of that also.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, long may it continue. And I'll be
Yes.
hiring you to build my house. Don't
There
you
you go.
worry.
Thank you.
I
I'll
have
give
to
you a
just
good
figure out
discount.
where I'm going to live first. What kind of discount are we talking about here? 90%?
Oh, Lord. I'm going to let y'all work that out during the break, and we'll be right back with more Rise 360.
Thank you.
90%.
Right, 95, 97.